You're not going to make it. You're never going to overcome your past. You're never going to overcome what happened with your life. You're never going to overcome with your mess ups. You're never going to see your mess clean up. You're never going to be good enough. You're never going to amount to enough. And all that God is waiting for is just normal, ordinary people. He's not interested or concerned about past or what family you came from. Or so I was saying earlier, He's just looking for that heart. That heart that says, I'll go. I'll go deeper. I'll go deeper. This is where I want to take this and drive it home and end it, because I feel the need just to get us up here. I know right as God was moving and the tongues, interpretation of tongues, we could have just went right into altar service. But I felt the need to at least share the basic of this message. When we choose to do this is what the Lord put in my heart. When we choose to allow the Holy Spirit to convince us that He's got it, and He's not just countering but consuming my enemies, and that in this hour He's opening greater places in Himself that has ever been opened before. And with the Holy Spirit's help, I choose to go after that. This is what the Lord told me. He said, Ronnie, when people do that, the enemy will come to cause spiritual, whiplash. Have you ever had, anybody ever experienced whiplash? A few of you in the room? Well, I don't have a long time. Let me just, it's okay if I give you a definition. You still with me? Yeah. An abrupt whiplash, an abrupt snapping motion or change of direction resembling the lash of a whip. So, whiplash injury, a neck injury caused by a sudden jerking backward, forward, or both of the head. So, of course, a sentence illustration, whiplash resulted when their car was struck from behind. So the enemy's constantly looking for an open. And so, in his cowardice, he will come from behind you. Mm-hmm. Some of you, growing up, and I know all of you were just sweet little angels, but a few of you growing up and things, you just had a coward come in from behind, hit you in the back, right? Yeah. It wouldn't come to the front side. I know you'd beat them up, Roseanne. And just like this sentence, an illustration gives, and we often know that's what, we think of the word whiplash. That's what I thought of, but I wanted to look up the definition because I was hearing the Lord say this. So, as the sentence is used, their car was hit from behind, and it resulted in whiplash, the jerking of the head backward and forward, creating an injury in the neck. And so the enemy, when we choose what I have spoken, to come to God and say, convince me, help me, that everything's going to be okay. You got it. You got it. And you're not just countering my enemies, but you're consuming them. And you don't leave this altar until it's there in your belly, not just your head. That's for some of you. But then for all of us, God, I'm making a decision tonight. You're opening up deeper places than you've ever opened before. I'm not going to wait till tomorrow, chapel. I'm not going to wait till tomorrow. Or Sunday, I'm going now. Yeah. Right. And then as I go now, I'm going to keep going with your help. So as we choose to live that life, the enemy sends spiritual whiplash to come in from behind and sneak up on us. Because that's the kind of enemy he is. Let me close this out. So this is what the Lord said. When my people choose to do the things that I've shared with you, the enemy will come from behind to cause spiritual whiplash And the end result of what he's attempting to accomplish is to make my people feel small. Get it? Get it in your spirit. When we feel too small, how are we really going to go to those deeper places in God and rise up and confront the Goliaths of our generation? David was small in stature, but in his heart, he felt huge. Because he knew the truth. I know the truth. I know what the power of God will do when he comes on me. I'm small, but these hands become so strong. I just literally kill a bear with my hands. And I literally rip a lion apart that tries to steal my sheep. So David felt big, the rest of the army felt small, and yet physically they were bigger and more trained for battle and to be the ones to face Goliath. But David had the right heart. And David was convinced of the truth, not convinced and carrying the lie. So the enemy comes from behind, strikes us, and when he strikes us, the end goal of the enemy is to make you, Ronnie Freeman, each one of us feel small. And so we're reminded of the statement, I'm bringing this home, little is much when God is in it. Little is much when God is in it. And so I closed with the little boy's lunch. Remember they said,